For what's trending in true crime, jail emails between accused killer Stephan Stearns and his family indicate that they think that someone else was involved in the death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Stearns is charged with murdering and sexually abusing Madeline, who was the daughter of his girlfriend, Jen Soto. Now, the state attorney's office released a 64-page document of email correspondence between Stearns and someone who appears to be his mother. In an email dated June 25th, Stearns writes, quote, there is still perhaps a slim hope for my situation. I maintain hope that I might be able to come home once this whole nasty business has reached its end. To which his mother replies, quote, we all know, and the name is redacted here, we all know, was heavily involved in this. And I am disgusted that she is free and you are not, when this is not all your fault. You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking of you and how she can help you right now. All right, so question now, are the walls closing in on Jen Soto? Does this change anything? We know she's still being investigated by police, hasn't been charged up to this point. Let's bring in our guest. Still with me, the Director of Prosecution Projects at Florida International University, former homicide prosecutor Melba Pearson. And want to welcome in criminal defense attorney and former district attorney Matthew Mangino, and forensic death investigator, professor at Jacksonville State University, and the host of the Body Bags podcast, Joseph Scott Morgan. Good morning to you all. Jen Soto, will she be charged? Want to get your thoughts on this. Matthew Mangino, our former DA, let me start with you, please.
Well, these emails appear to be maybe self-serving. This is an exchange between, Stearns and his mother. They indicate that somebody else is involved. They don't completely say, hey, you're not at fault. Somebody may share in responsibility here. But don't forget, there's videotape from his camera of Stearns sexually assaulting Soto. So it's not as though he has no responsibility here, but, the police have investigated this matter and put a lot of work into this, and I think if Jen Soto was going to be charged, she would have already been charged in this case.
Okay, the fair point. Matthew, thank you for that. And we really don't even know the details of how Madeline died, the laws in Florida, her age as a child. There's a lot of questions about that. And Professor Joe, I want to go to you next on this point, please. When we think about the possibilities of how, I'm curious if you had the same thought as I did, that I immediately wondered if her death occurred during the course of some type of sexual assault.
Yeah, and that's certainly a possibility. And in any case like this, I can tell you that that the ME's office will have done a rape kit on her. And not just that, Julie, we have to look back over time. Remember, this familial, if you want to call it that, relationship that was going on inside this domicile has been going on for a long, long time. And so I don't know that you could really have a lot of indications that there was ongoing physical abuse, like where we see things like broken bones many times with children, bruises, this sort of thing. It's hard to really know at this point. The histrionics in this case are going to be so muddled because the situation has gone on for so long. Did he fly into a rage at that moment in time and take her life? And I think that when all is said and done and it is revealed specifically what was done to this child, many things will come to light and we'll see how horrific this is.
Most definitely, Professor Joe. Children, as we all know, deserve to be protected. And I think just what boils my blood is this was happening under mom's roof. He's living with mom, and then mom lies for him. We know that when talking about the drop-off at school and all of that, she wasn't honest. So I have so much suspicion for her. And then how about his mother defending him and wanting to implicate Jen Soto in the email, or I should say it seems to be his mother. We don't know for sure because it's redacted, but I mean, who else would love him in that way but a mother? Melba Pearson, last but certainly not least, let me get your thoughts on these emails and what may happen with Jen Soto, please.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what my colleagues have said. I think that the investigation's ongoing, but if there was any evidence to link to the mother, she would have been arrested with a swiftness. So I don't see that unless there's new evidence that comes to light. I don't see that this letter is more than wishful thinking on the part of purportedly a mother who does not want to accept that her son is a pedophile.
Exactly, Melba. Sicko Stearns is what I call him after all of that evidence, as Matthew Mangino referenced. I mean, there was, just a plethora of sick, disgusting evidence that police say they found on his phone showing the abuse of Madeline, photos, videos. I mean, it is just unconscionable what happened to this precious child. And now he's complaining about his living conditions in jail. I want to show you all another portion of an email. He writes, quote, "The mat is flat, has very little cushion left. The cell is small, filthy, has some spots on the wall that appear to be bloody fingerprints. Blah, blah, blah." He's complaining about his situation. And we've heard complaints from him before, haven't we? Take a listen.
Core temperature was down. They told me it was like a degree or two lower than it should have been.
Wow.
Couldn't regulate, sleeping on bare metal. First night I was on a concrete floor with a roll of toilet paper for a pillow and nothing else. Begging for a blanket or a pad to sleep on for like 2 days. I think they were supposed to do something like
that. That sounds rough, man.
Oh, you wonder what the sheriff's deputy is really thinking. I wonder if he's thinking, I'm having a hard time feeling sorry for this guy based on the allegations that we know. Let's bring back in our power panel. Matthew Mangino, back to you. Your thoughts, please.
Well, this sounds, a bit like a spoiled little boy. He's exchanging emails with his mother that, I hope to come home soon. The place is not very nice. No kidding. You're in jail. You've been charged with sexual assault and murder of a 13-year-old. You're not going to have the best accommodations. You're going to have reasonable accommodations for the circumstances, but no, you're not going to have a fluffy pillow. They're not going to come in and scrub the walls every day, and it's going to be noisy because there are a lot of other people who committed crimes who are sitting in the same facility that you are. So, it's sour grapes from a guy who just doesn't get it, who's a reprehensible, at least we know from videotape, sexual assault of a child and complaining about his living conditions. No sympathy here.
I'm with you, Matthew. No sympathy. Professor Joe, no sympathy. Is that what you say as well?
Yeah, insert sarcasm. He's a real Count of Monte Cristo, isn't he? Having to live out this existence that he currently finds himself in. I think that it goes to a bigger idea that many people, and I'll say that very, very broadly here, have given him a lot of latitude throughout his life, perhaps, that he thinks that he's entitled to certain things. And I'll leave it at that.
Like what you're saying there, Professor Joe. We'll have to leave it there for time's sake, but great comments from you all as per usual. Professor, we got to say goodbye to you. Thank you kindly for being on the show this morning, Professor Joseph Scott Morgan. We will see you soon.